Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Cranky Motorsports. I'm out here in my garage today, Sunday afternoon. Pretty chilly day. We had some snow yesterday. Of course, you can't really see it. Well, anyway, take my word for it. We had some snow yesterday, about 5 inches, so I got out and snow blowed and plowed. But I am finally getting back to putting a new head gasket on my 69 Super 12, or SS12 actually. And I've actually already changed the head gasket and put that nice engine tin that I painted back on there. You know, the color is a little bit off. You'll notice it probably more in the daylight, but what I plan on doing with this whole tractor is basically spraying the whole thing down with WD-40 to protect it. But I mean, I didn't do a perfect job on the paint because I really wanted it to look, you know, worn and old like the rest of the tractor. So, like this is the battery tray. Still in pretty good shape, but wanted the engine tin to kind of look a little bit beat up. I mean, the paint on this actually came out really good. It is engine paint after all, so that's all done. New head gasket in the thing. Got it all nice and, you know, old torque down by the handy hand instead of using a torque wrench because, you know, it's a small engine and that's just how I do things. I mean, my $20 Harbor Freight torque wrench probably worked fine, but in this case, I just used the old... get it just about right, and it's good to go. So I started it up. It sounds a heck of a lot better than it did. The carburetor on this thing is set just about perfect. I don't think I have any more leak in the head gasket. It runs really good, starts right up, but it still knocks, even after putting the correct head gasket in it. So I pulled the old dipstick off, and I'm draining the oil right now. It's really, really, really thick oil. So if it had 30 weight oil in it, it was really old. So I'm just going to let this sit here and drip for a little while so I can get the rest of that old oil out, clean everything up, get it going, and put some 1540 diesel oil in it, you know, because it's got that zinc and stuff like that in it. And I'm going to come back in a few minutes after I get the oil changed. Half choke. Well, it doesn't run perfectly. Obviously, I still have to tweak the carb on it a little bit, but this motor before, you know, 2 or 3 weeks ago when I pulled it apart and decarboned it and stuff, this motor had been sitting for, I ran it like twice this summer. Before that, had been sitting for 3 years. And I think it originally came out of my 1970. that I've had for quite a while, and I forget why we pulled the motor. Me and my buddy Kyle, we pulled the motor out and he swapped it with another one, and then this sat at his garage for a while. Then I ended up getting it from him and threw it in this tractor not that long ago. So it does run pretty good. Like I said, I mean, I think the carburetor needs a little bit of help. I think it's either too lean or too rich. I'm not quite sure. I remember this happening before. I think it might be running a little bit too lean. It needs a little bit more fuel on the top end, but it does run pretty well. And let's see that restart after it's been warmed up. Oops. I'm going to let it run for a little while, let it cool down, and drain the oil and change it again. Well, it's a touch quieter after the second oil change. This time I went ahead and used some Mobile Delvac 1300 because I didn't have enough of the Traveler stuff left, and honestly, Mobile's a little bit better than Traveler oil anyway, so definitely runs a little bit better. I think the reason it runs so crummy at full throttle is because it's running rich, because when I originally tuned the carburetor, I didn't have the air cleaner on, and I was able to get full throttle before. Of course, now you put the air cleaner on, creates a restriction, makes it run rich, and it does chuff some dark smoke when it comes out the exhaust, when it starts huffing and puffing like that. But new head gasket, fresh oil change, new spark plug, runs pretty stinking good. Let's hear a warm start here. I mean, can you really get any better than that? So, I mean, it does still knock. Hopefully it's not going to get any louder or blow up. I suppose if it blows up, I can just, you know, grab a $100 Predator 212 and throw that in, because they're way more power than this guy. Everybody knows it, right? No. Friends, don't let friends Predator swap nice Suburbans like this. And this one is pretty nice. This is one, like I said, I was waiting a long time to get one in this good condition. It looks pretty stinking nice. So I want to try to keep this one as nice as I can. I have the belt cover for this somewhere. I gotta paint it to match the engine so that it looks fresher, unless I have a good blue one. Also have a PTO cover. I'll just give you a quick walk down to my PTO cover and belt cover wall here. So, you know, I got maybe like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and like a dozen maybe. No, I think I have 8 or 9 belt covers. A couple of them are the original. That's actually a pretty nice original. That one's a pretty nice original. That one's a pretty nice original blue. And then I got a couple in various different conditions. And then I have, oh, look at that. I got a really nice blue cover for that motor as well. So that's going to go on there. And this is my 3-point hitch wall. Well, I can't see it because of the bikes, but that's my 3-point hitch wall. I think I got 7 or 8 complete 3-point hitches waiting to go on stuff. Those are all the lift plates. That's a really nice tank I have for one of my tractors. That's another tank. It's like flawless inside. So one of those two has to go on this tractor. I thought about putting a plastic tank on it like I have on some of the other ones, but I really want to keep it as original as I can. And then next to get fixed up is this guy, 67 Super 12. This one, as crusty as it looks, it's actually in pretty stinking good shape. It turns over perfectly fine. The clutch is like really, really bad on it, so I gotta fix that, but has no spark. The good thing is, this is the newer style motor, so this one has the newer style coil, obviously, on it. So hopefully, I may actually try my hand at trying to repair one of these if I can. But this one's been repainted before. It's kind of like a nice teal color. I got to try to find some paint to match it because the side grill piece, that was one I had. This one was missing it, so I got to repaint that. And then I'll have another nice 67 Super 12. Needs a little thing here and there. Ironically, the grill on this one had been broken and somebody fixed it with a piece of steel, and they did a really nice job, like going around the headlight and everything else. It has like this piece of tin right here, but I'm gonna leave it there just because they did a fairly good job, and I don't really want to mess with it. I mean, I have another perfect grill for this, but other than that spot right here around the headlight, it's fine. I mean, it looks good. This piece is in good shape. It still has the original headlights in it, I think. Well, this one's an original. That's a GE. The other one's a Phillips, but has one original headlight. And, you know, this one's missing the belt cover as well, but I got that. And I'm going to make a bunch of the side panel covers that go in here around the clutch. I got a bunch of steel to make those. So, yeah, this one's in pretty good shape. And still not sure what I'm going to bring to plow day. That's that 68 I picked up for $100. I just kind of dropped the 10-horse motor that came out of that RT10 in it that I got over the summer. Not sure if I'm going to leave that one in there. That's actually a really good motor, runs good. But if I need the ignition out of that for the 67 Super 12, I could always pull the ignition out of that and just hang on to the motor because it is still a good motor. And then here's my 69 Suburban 12 that I stuck my other 10-horse diesel in. That one's still going to be worked on. You know, as it normally is, where I have about 20 projects that I'm working on all at once. That one's going to be my son's tractor now because I sold the GT199 rolling chassis. That's my daughter's tractor, which I haven't finished for the last 2 years, and then still haven't put a motor in that guy. That's my all original 67, so I should not be putting stuff on top of it, but Mater, I got to pull out and service the rear end in it because it slips a little bit. I think it's low on fluid. And then, you know, I just got stuff everywhere, but I did sell a few. I sold, what did I sell? I sold my other Hydrotrack. I sold the GT199 rolling chassis, and I was going to sell this one. I think I mentioned it in my last video, but I'm going to convert this one over to a roper like I was originally going to do. I got a choice of 2 different Onins, actually 3 different Onins I could stuff in here. I have 3 16-horse motors. 2 of them are pretty low hours. I have the one that I took out of this, but got some weird issue. It builds up too much pressure and it won't run right unless you pull the dipstick out of the motor. So I don't know. I think the reed valve in the PCV system is stuck or something. But I'm going to go ahead and drop off here now. It's freezing cold in my garage. It's actually about 32 outside, but it feels a lot colder than that. I've been outside for a while plowing and stuff. So have a great day from Cranky Motorsports, and pretty soon you'll probably start seeing the Plow Day 2020 videos rolling in. I don't know if I'm going to take this one just because I'm hesitant to leave the seat cover on this thing and drive 600 miles round trip. I'd be worried that thing would get destroyed, and I really want to keep this tractor in nice shape. So that one I may not take. I might take Mater again this year, and I might take my other diesel, the 69 Suburban 12 diesel that I'm building. I don't know. Maybe I'll take this guy if I get it built. Maybe I'll take my roper in the back there, if I can get the motor to stay running on it. That one's got a weird fuel pump issue where it won't pump fuel. So it's like the pulse in the motor is not strong enough to run a pump. I've tried the aftermarket Briggs pumps and all my other stuff, my little tricks that I've done, and I just can't get it to stay running anymore. It was just a weird problem. It ran perfectly fine, and then all of a sudden it just started running really crummy. So I don't know. That motor really needs a good service on it. It needs a bunch of gaskets and stuff, but I'm going to get going. I'll talk to you guys later.